And I find the biggest thing I'm up against that I've been told is what's called steering away from what's called spiritual relativism. So, for example, a lot of these traditions are great. I think all of them are equal, so to speak, in their depth.
Yes.
But you might say, some people say you should just pick one, and if you go seriously into practice, do it with one aligned system. So, for example, in the death moment, you don't, well, you don't go like, no Jesus, no Buddha, no, Muhammad. It's like, how do you see that?
Well, my own evolution over time of religious and spiritual practice is that my mother was Catholic, my father was Protestant, and he had decided that we'd be raised Catholic after that. So I had that exposure, and then as a young adult, I took some courses in religion, so I started to get a sense of what more was out there. And then I worked with a guy who's Buddhist, and I really learned a lot from him and became very interested in Buddhism and meditation, knowing him. And then I had a Tai Chi teacher for many years who was also Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhist, and so that was that learning. And then I went to a place called the Omega Institute for Holistic Studies, which had a program on common boundaries of psychology and spirituality. And the person there was head of Universal Worship at the time. He also did a lot of other things on meditation and mysticism. So I became very attracted to that path, and I had other friends who also had people that were non-denominational, which is part of the history of Universal Worship. So I became exposed to Universal Worship, and that just really appealed to me. And so within our order, if you want to go deeper into things, you have the opportunity of having an individual guided teacher. You have the opportunity to study healing practices, as well as Universal Worship. You have the opportunity, of course, we always have the opportunity to do community service. And we have the opportunity to think about the land and the environment, and we have a tradition for that uses the metaphor of farming, and the like. So there are many paths, but frankly, my belief and our belief is that all these paths really come from the same source.
Yeah.
I just play around with it. I know it's of the mind, but infinity and one are the same thing.
Kind of like the Buddhist notion.
There's only one infinite.
Yeah.
So we're all participants. The way I see it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Down a little bit just because I
for sure.
got a little fatigue.
So, would you say that there is a way to integrate all these? Is part of this a proposal to integrate, propose integration of them in a way that you have created your this new movement, new religious group, or whatever it may be, which is totally fine, right? It's most of the people here, I feel. Because I feel like to me that seems to be like the solution to like a spiritual relativism is like if you're not just it's kind of like a buffet attendant. Try a little bit of this, try a little bit of this. I won't get too deep into any one of them, but I like the flavor of that one.
Yeah, I understand the risks in a sense of what you're saying.
But then it seems like you, with your candle lighting practice, you provide a structure enough so it's not a buffet attendant so much as it is another practice that is unified around.
Yes. Another thing that's embedded in the service, which I have found very useful, is that they are also connected to what I might regard as spiritual ideals, or just ideals in general. Mm-hmm. So the examples are, the most specific ones are wisdom, compassion, purity, dignity, love, harmony, beauty, promise or covenant, sacrifice, unity, and truth.
Right.
And so that's another, I think there's a lot of ways to deepen. And part of how I'm responding to your inquiry is there's a difference of the mind and the heart. And so if we can really activate the heart and activate beyond just the activity of our mind, all of these pathways can work. Universal Worship does not, we promise not to take or to try to draw anybody out of an established practice or faith that they're already in. So,
that's interesting. You think they can work together, like side by side?
Yes, and therefore learn from them.
Right. I think that this is I'm so interested in this because it seems to be something there's a place for it.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think the other thing about relativism that you're talking about, that if a person makes a commitment to some kind of spiritual practice on a regular basis, and there's a huge number of things that a person might commit to, but in following that commitment for a sustained period of time, and you have others that you're interacting with about that, others that are giving you support to do that, there's going to be positive things that happen.
Right.
As a result of that.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, sounds like you're in a meditation group.
Sure. Yeah. I follow the Buddhist philosophy and believe in the samsara and stuff like that. So it's difficult though, because I feel like I've been raised up in a Judeo-Christian culture. Mm-hmm. And so it's interesting that sometimes my idea, like I'm open to it too, right? Not just opposed to Christianity or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, as much as I'm devoted towards the Buddhist, I practice like Shobhya and that's my deity and all this, talks about Jesus resonate with my heart sometimes at such a deep level because of my childhood, because of this, and I wonder, should I be focusing on that and be taking use of that early vibrations rather than starting something new, outside of my culture? I heard the Dalai Lama say, just stick with whatever you're doing. They're all good.
I know that there's some writing of like interviews. I can't remember the title of the author of the Dalai Lama talking with people about Christianity and back and forth. Mm-hmm. So there's content out there in terms of the resonance of those two religions or faith traditions and practices with themselves. We know that Christ went on retreat, for example. We certainly know that the Buddhists are people that practice retreats. So to me, that a person has intention. They might have a particular kind of intention, whether it's from Christianity or from Buddhism or something to that effect. But if they go on retreat with intention of deepening, they will deepen. And you have these particular doorways based on your life experience. Other people have other doorways on their life experience.
I mean, I don't want to pry too much, but I think it begs the question asked in my mind is that I feel like some religions are out to not that they're out to do anything, it's just they are, but they attract a general audience because they generally bring people into the light, give water. But then I feel like some people are called to do this like very particular work, like a certain yoga to just take it to the next level.
Yes.
Do you think there's any way to do that non-denominationally?
Well, personally, I think there is a distinction of religion and spirituality.
Okay.
So religions are all social institutions or organizations in some fashion. So you have a whole collective of people, and typically there's some system of beliefs or some aspect of dogma, for want of a better word,
Sure.
that people are connected to. Now, any individual then, that's a resource for them in their spirituality, but that's not the only resource. If someone's really going to deepen their spirituality, they're going to have other experiences, and they may well draw on other resources as part of that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very new, like, last 200 years type of thing.
Yeah.
It's just the changing of the times, I guess.
Right. Well, I think there is evolution. It's sometimes hard to see it,
Yeah.
in terms of some of the things happening in societies, but I think there is evolution of more tolerance and the recognition that there is not. I mean, there are still some traditions that are very powerful in their belief that they're the path. And there are others that really are just happy that people are on a path. It doesn't have to be theirs.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much. It's been like extremely refreshing.
Okay.